All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. My fault on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the March. Oh my God, it's fucking March. Welcome to March edition of the Dayton Poetry Slam. Please give a round of applause to your host for the first half of the evening. It's Jonathan.
How the hell y'all doing tonight?
I love how effortlessly you threw the mic condom on.
Well, when you've been using one as long as I have, I think at this point we all know how to use the microphone condom. These are still sealed in their protective packaging. There is a pair of scissors up here. Using your teeth to open the microphone condom would probably defeat the purpose of said microphone condom. So yeah, I used the scissors. As Link has said previously, we are going to everybody gets up to 3 pieces this evening. If you want to read 2, that's cool. If you want to read 1, that's cool. If you don't want to read any, why the hell did you write your name on the sign-up sheet? Some of you may have noticed there are numbers on this list. Those numbers mean nothing. We are merely continuing the Western tradition of numbering lists. Yeah. I'm going to drop this microphone on the ground, and whoever picks it up first reads for now. Also, some of you may notice we have a shiny new camera over here. What? No, it's right here. It is no longer being broadcast live onto YouTube. It will be edited later and then put on YouTube.
Because it never ever worked.
Yeah, we'd get
like fucking worked.
We'd end up with like 38 minutes of a 2-hour show. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but it takes us about 2 minutes to set that camera up, and we want to get our 2 minutes worth out of it. If you do not want your video to show up if you do not want the video of you to show up on YouTube, you can let me know, and I will write that next to your name on the sign-up sheet, and Link will act accordingly based upon that information, I would assume.
I will edit yo ass out.
That's one of the few times that hasn't sounded threatening. If you want to make things awkward for people watching the YouTube channel, you can just stare right into the camera the entire time you're talking. That's always weird. I'm trying to think, is there anything that we should let people know about Link?
3 poems of reasonable length.
I meant for the future.
We'll save that for the future. Let's just get into some fucking poetry.
All right.
I need a beer.
Link needs a beer. In regards to the future, keep your eyes open for the eventual heat death of the universe. And without further ado, we're going to call the first poet of the evening up here. Y'all put your hands together for... Oh, man, no one wrote not first next to their name. I got choices. Who do I want to hate me? Speaking of Letitia featuring, when's that happening, Link? You're the one that set that up. Tell the people about it.
Hold on. Let me pull up my calendar, actually. It's the first Sunday of April. And Letitia actually does not want paid for that. She wants the fees to be sent to a LGBTQ plus shelter. That is April 3rd.
April 3rd, y'all. That is the first Sunday in April. I know that because if it weren't the first Sunday in April, it would be a higher number.
True. And also, we've actually got 2 events that week.
Go on.
So we have April 3rd. We have Letitia here on April 3rd. On April 8th, that Friday, we have been invited to host an open mic at the arcade.
Not the arcade at the mall, that fancy place over yonder.
It's that way. April 8th. So we'll be hosting an open mic there, kind of first come, first serve. Should be a lot of fun. We've been invited there, so it's actually not costing us anything to perform there, so it won't cost you anything to attend there. So, but as far as we know, this may be a one-time only gig.
Unless we do a really good job.
In which case they'll want us to pay for it, which will be $2,000 to $3,000 a pop, which means this will be a one-time gig.
Y'all hear that? Exclusive show. Very exclusive. Also, in case you're wondering what Link's doing with his cell phone in the back when you are up here reading poems, he's taking pictures of you for our Instagram. He always says it's in a non-creepy manner, but why would you use that disclaimer if you weren't being creepy about it?
I have no defense.
That was the point. All right, that is enough banter from John and Ed here.
Ed?
Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps the greatest late-night talk show duo of all time.
Told you, back hurt, medicated, not that quick.
You're missing out on all the good stuff, Link. Speaking of missing out on all the good stuff, I should probably quit talking and we should call another poet up here. I figured everybody would be pretty agreeable about that. Y'all put your hands together for Morgan! Morgan, would you like to appear in the video recapture of this evening? Okay. Also, we have set microphones up at separate heights in order to optimize the flow of poetry this evening.
Hi, friends. I am not gonna read a poem today. Haha. Yeah. I'm gonna read an excerpt from one of my favorite books. It's called Little Weirds. It's by Jenny Slate. She's a comedian. You might have heard of her. She's great. It's written very poetically, so I'm gonna read it very poetically, and you'll have to deal with it. Thank you. This is called I Died, Valentine's Day. Well, I just died. What do they say? They say, that's that. Yes, that is that. I woke up, and it was Valentine's Day, and I was lying in my bed, and my body was the shape of a melting chair. I was actually just a melting chair with nobody left to sit in it. I was a useless, ruined form yelling, "Sit on me, please! Put your weight on me!" in a worthless, pointless voice that sounded like a fart under the covers. Sometimes there is something mean living in me, and this mean thing gets sick pleasure from harsh punishment and frightening imagery about who I am or what I should do. I experience a lot of difficulties. I died that day that I knew was Valentine's Day, and I knew it was Valentine's Day because it has always been my goal to be in love and to get a proper Valentine and to not be so lonely, but to have somebody who loves me so much that they miss me when I'm not there. A psychic recently looked right into the eternal cosmos and then returned to me with this elegant yet cryptic message: grow up. I'm stuck here in a cycle, and I am getting older, but I am not growing up, and my heart is getting soft, dark spots on it, like a fruit that has gone bad, or is soft because it has had too many hands that have squeezed it, but then put it back down, not because I am not ready, but because they were not ready for my type of fruity flesh. I felt so ripe and sweet. What was off? The truth is, I was forcing myself into people's mouths. I jumped out of their hands and into their mouths, and I yelled, "Eat me!" way before they even had a chance to get hungry and notice me and lift me up. I died, and it was Valentine's Day, and I was saying, I ruined everything, because that's what the meanie in me wanted me to say, and I had no strength to stop that sappy speech. I was using all of my strength to be a melting chair. I stayed there in the shape of the bad chair, and I thought about how I used to have a husband, and we had a few absolutely A+ Valentine's Days, but that was not enough. Grow up. I stayed in the shape of the melting chair, and I didn't protect myself at all. I wasn't careful while the cruel part of my psyche dealt me these thoughts. I let it get so far that soon the thoughts were not just within me, but they were the main citizens of my world, and they were mobilizing and marching to get me. They came up from under the bed. They wrapped my body up, they pushed my eyes in, and they choked me. I had only a few breaths left, and it was enough of a clear emergency, the kind of emergency that can cause an end. I made myself get out of my dead bed, and I said, "You stop being this chair now." But it was too late, And when I went to the bathroom to look in the mirror to see if I was very sick or not, I saw dark circles, not just around my eyes, but all around my life. And I did think things like, if you die, nobody will care for your dog. And other things like, you're not even good at caring for your dog, and he's bored with you, and your beauty is gone, and you didn't even appreciate it when you had it, and you're still too dumb to even locate when that window of beauty even was. Soon, my face was just two dark brown circular indents with a fish mouth. I thought about how one Valentine's Day, an old bad boyfriend gave me his own old digital camera and stuck it in a sock so that I could unwrap it. And then he went out and bought himself a new camera, and then we broke up a few months later. And you know what? I have been waiting for a good love for a really long time, and I have been lying in order to be a part of something for almost forever. And actually, it feels better to just give the whole thing a big no thank you in the form of passing right away. I stood on a spot between the bathroom and the bedroom, and I said to the bossy eternal cosmos, well, just let me go. Just let me go. I'm tired of sinking down to a lower place to be with men. I am tired of sinking down, and I am tired of throwing a tarp over some part of my personality so that the shape of my identity suits some gross man a little better for whatever shitty things he needs to do in order to keep his boring identity erect and supreme. I have many grievances and no place to set them down, and I am cranky from having to shoulder this burden of reactions like I am a fucking ox that should carry your unsellable wares. I am tired of buying my own flowers. I am tired of having to hold my breath through Valentine's Day the way you do when you drive past a graveyard. I want a Valentine from a normal person who is horny. I want a prize for how well I can love. I want to be a prize for love. And you know what? I thought it all, and it was sour, but full of energy. And just like, it was sour and full of energy. And I looked at the dog and I said, will you be my Valentine? And just like every other man I'd met so far, he couldn't exactly understand me, but he winced at my tone. And just like every other man, he was ruining my house. So I let the brown circles overtake me because at least when you die, it is not your job to hold all of those dark discs for everyone anymore. And I took pity on the little dog, and I gathered him to my chest with my rotten grocery store plum heart, and I used my last bit of whatever I had to just make myself die. I turned to the only circle of light, and it didn't even feel great or like liberation, and I just floated up and lightly bonked the ceiling, and then I sank back down and settled on the floor, and I just admitted that I love Valentine's Day, and nobody loves me, and I am horny, and nobody is here, and I just died. The small circle of myself lay there on the floor between the two rooms that are for shitting and sleeping. But what is so hard is that even when I die, my light still stays on. Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Morgan. Morgan, why don't you plug your and Aisha's business venture?
We have a very lucrative business venture. We started selling Tupperware together, actually. Come to one of our parties. We make hats. No.
That's not what the hell I meant. No. I meant the podcast.
I don't sell Tupperware. We have a podcast. Aisha, she'll read later, and I have a podcast called Good Reads, Better Friends. We talk about books, but really, mostly we just talk about a bunch of random bullshit, and sometimes it's books. And we have a good time, and we have lots of guests on. We've had Link as a guest. We've had Letitia, who's not here tonight, as a guest. We've had Zach and Evan, who are not here tonight, as a guest. And so basically, if you become a guest on our show, you stop coming to the Poetry Slams. Just kidding. No, we'll see you later, though. Thank you.
Wait, y'all really have Tupperware parties? Because I'd love to invest in another MLM. All right, y'all, give it up one more time for Morgan. All right, we're going to do 3 more people in this first round of open mic this evening, and then we'll take a break, or we'll switch hosts, or we'll have like a dance party, or there'll be something to signify there's a difference between the first round. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there, right, Link? Sure. Thanks. All right, y'all. Coming up next to the mic, put your hands together for Aaron MJ.
I got two for you. This one is kind of a sorry. This is from a poem, Love Sonnet 39 by Pablo Neruda. He is my great inspiration for the love poems. So this is it right here. But I forgot that your hands fed the roots, watering the tangled roses till your fingerprints bloomed full in a natural peace. Like pets, your hoe and your sprinkling can follow you around, biting and licking the earth. That work is how you let this richness loose, the carnation's fiery freshness. I wish the love and dignity of bees for your hands, mixing and spreading their transparent brood in the earth. They cultivate even my heart, so that I am like a scorched rock that suddenly sings when you are near, because it drinks the water you carry from the forest in your voice. That's number one. Pablo Neruda's the GOAT, man. No, I'm sorry. So this is one of my own. It is some nameless shit. So you know. So here it is. It's about going downtown when you're a little down, but you know. I went downtown today. There were clouds in the sky, but no rain. That little theater off 4th Street hosted a beautiful woman leaning against a piano as a man played, and her gentle smile while almost kissing the microphone met the notes she sent gliding up and down. All of this was beginning to set into motion a hypnosis in me, and I hoped for it. The invisible machine that produces my better days is malfunctioning. So I'm rolling up my sleeves and getting to work on my own. Starting with this theater downtown with a goddess of a woman working with keys to create stunning sound. I needed this much beauty. Thank you.
Y'all give it up one more time for Aaron MJ. All right, we've arrived at a very special time in the first round of open mic this evening. Special time for Link, anyways. It's time for the penultimate poet of the first round. Let's keep going? Okay, we can do that. All right. I forget what I was going to say, so I'm just going to call the next poet up. Y'all, put your hands together for Tui! I swear I did not know they were sitting at the same table.
Apparently I can't open a condom packaging, so whoops. Don't tell Mom. All right. How we all doing tonight? Woo. Sweet. All right. So I just want to say thank you for all of you coming out tonight, because you could be anywhere else right now, but you chose to be here tonight, so that's awesome. All right, so this first one is about, it's basically about the internal monologue of lust and sex and all that nasty stuff that, you know, you get addicted to pretty easily, at least. So, yeah. So it goes like this. I just want to fuck until there's nothing left of us. I feel so stuck, and that won't even be enough. Switch off the ability to feel, to really care about the other person. Not a problem, just hide this from my mother. Just carry out the act without hesitation, steadfast motivation to an end when you're in a bed and is pure elation. Only a week or even days after meeting them, you barely know them, yet you've seen it all. Naked and fearless, yet in the process you lose yourself. Trading some simplistic beauty for fake novelty, transfixed on digital pixels of toy-like people performing boy-like fantasies. Let it be known the victims were enslaved in my own mental prison. The trauma of parents who never nurtured their offspring, now they have sprung off into a downward spiral so few could ever surmise, leading to my demise, a shaky hand and orgasmic profoundness, chasing that high to only get by, all physically used and mentally abused for some to choose. Yet there's no decision for when you use other people for what you claim to be yours. Step down from your maniacal crutch, your everlasting hunch, to become something you're not. Look at yourself in the broken mirror after you break the hearts of those you said you loved. Tell me again that this is who you are to become, teaming on the brink, teasing me to sleep. You're living in a fantasy world, fantastical but not fantastic, by any means or stretch of the imagination, and now my brain is sore. The shadow catches up with you. You try to run, and yet time and distance only grow longer. Who are you really when the music stops? Motivation makes a fool of us for leaving this to be the real, drifting further away from the physical. Invest in my madness before it comes with a price. Can't shut this shit off like a switch. If I could, then I'd rip that sucker right out of the socket, tear down the wall, and walk away proud. You internally scream to make it stop. These lust-filled wants become needs. But what you really need is to listen to your heart. You pulled the rug from right out under me, stole the air from the lungs I breathe, kicked me square in the teeth, yet here I am still smiling. This phantom pain haunts me, but now I'm getting back on track. The railroad derailed me off the side, into the berm, shrugged like cold shoulders. Take these hands away, keep them busy again, clutching airtight in a fist, paralyzed, frozen with fear, chilled to the bone. You could write a new story as if you already lost the plot now, or pass the pen to someone new, see what they can do. To say you've been robbed of time is the biggest lie. A short fuse may win the battle, but cooler heads prevail in this war. I'm here today to do some awesome shit in this short life. Ticking time bomb, hourglass half full. You have a voice, so raise it like a hand to the air, a finger to the sky, until the day I die. The world wants to hear what you have to say. Fight this new drug, abstinate, retain your seed, nurture and water it till you pollinate. Retention of lust prevents an untimely bust. As you write this at midnight in your bedroom, incense burns with a label that says carnival, yet there is no laughing matter. Meditation music booming through Bose quiet comfort headphones, noise canceling to stop the pain from coming in. Doing anything to halt the quiet from reaching me, as it's not a comforting place to be. The mistakes of years wasted on dopamine head rushes, so messed up. A life of celibacy worth celebrating. A work in progress I'm still creating. Ryan Taylor, you best be damned for what's to come next. Thank you. So I like to write stuff that's really dark, and then it kind of ends on a little more uplifting swing on things. But this one's basically about, it's called You Have a Choice, and it's basically about living life to the fullest. I've got a lust for life that I could fuck it. Flowers blooming so good you could smell them. Every minute is arranged, pieces to a puzzle. If you feel stuck, just burst that goddamn bubble. Taxing on my soul to hold me accountable. Take this life easy. The smooth ride as I drive, paragliding or sailing. Means of transportation, not a cause of concern or matter. I'm not the rose, but the thorn. From sun, some other light. We gather energy in spite of cloudier days. A pain in the side to be a spike. Petals never penalize me in this dream. Tattoos and outlines and ink splotches. Hum and fade away in slip space memory. We disappear, our biggest fear, to become temporary, displaced eventually. You have a choice to break free and walk away at any point in time, changing the narrative, a mind that's on fully automatic. Blind ambition leads you to believe that you're only human. Carry the brunt and burden like the mind is only good for one use, and that has become all that you choose. Yet there's no time to kill yourself. Instead, you're going to find death right in the crowd. You're going to look him right in the eyes and say, "You aren't going to take me." Thank you.
Give it up one more time for Tui, y'all. Were you in a last clap contest with someone, Link?
Just myself. Same person I'm in most of my arguments with.
The great thing about those is you can be a winner and a loser at the same time. It really teaches you the duality of life.
Exactly.
Earlier we were talking about Link taking pictures in a non-creepy way, which once again seems like a weird disclaimer for him to use if he's not taking them in a creepy way. But those do get posted to our Instagram. You can find us on Instagram at Dayton Poetry Slam, on Facebook at Dayton Poetry Slam. We are on Twitter at Slam Dayton. We're on farmersonly.com.
What the actual fuck?
It's a dating site for farmers.
I know what it is, but
and
what
exclusivity.
concerns me more.
Are you
is
saying
that,
farmers can't write poems?
No. Is that Aaron MJ knows the slogan and the jingle, and can produce it at will.
Let me guess. You're up around between like midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning, regularly watching TV. See, that's where that commercial is, which doesn't seem like it would work since I mean farmers are early to bed, early to rise people, and between midnight and 3 a.m. seems to fall in that magic window of not being either of those things.
True, but if we did not tag your photo on Instagram, please tag yourself and not on farmersonly.com.
Listen, if you want to use the picture of you at this poetry slam on your farmersonly.com profile,
then email us and I'll send you the high-res version.
Listen, they say talking to plants makes them grow better. Maybe a sonnet, that's what like whole grains need and shit.
You broke me. I've got
You
nothing
grew basil
on that.
in your closet?
No, we don't want to know what you're growing in your closet, okay? We're already
Wait.
demonetized on YouTube.
Wait,
we don't need
you
to
had
be an accessory to a
pots
crime.
and a grow light in your closet, and you grew basil. You are like the most well-behaved person I've ever met in my life.
Or the biggest fucking liar.
Why the fuck would he lie to us? Anyways, our next poet. I need a moment. All right, our next poet up to the mic, y'all. Put your hands together for Aisha.
Aisha, the other co-host of the Goodreads Better Friends podcast.
Good try.
And also apparently hosts Tupperware parties.
No pyramid schemes here. All right, this is Untitled shit. It's new, though. The way that I know love is in secret. Heavy midnight breaths, somehow weightless. Guts cut in half for worry of your true face. The older I get, the more I see myself as a platform, full of human bodies and wants of one another. Me, as a platform, is something to stand on when you see love coming to you. So easily does it come when desire is in the forefront. I can't be desired as a ghost. As a platform, I am witness to every breaking mirror. One symptom of being a platform is losing your reflection. Looking at yourself is tedious. I remember what love looks like, sort of like caskets lowering, keeping roses in the freezer even though they are long dead. The scent of something that transports you to your happiest memory. I know that's love because all those things make me feel. When did you decide that smiling for existing meant happy? I get so exhausted. I wonder how anyone can stand the grime and grit. I've loved handfuls of things, even as a platform. I dream of teeth falling from my face when I entertain it. It's not for me. Imagine what you'll miss. That's how I convince myself magic isn't real. Even when it's raining while the sun is out, perception is the thinnest layer. That is magic. Imagine what you'll do. I often wear other faces when I lose my reflection. Still, I fall behind complimented beauty. I wish to be soft sometimes.
Wish to have less smiles sent in pity. He says, she's beautiful, but you are powerful. I don't know how to tell him that's not a compliment. I crave lovers. I crave one person. I crave good mornings with coffee and your favorite creamer. I crave to be filled. Whatever lessens the empty, whatever grants me patience for my godlessness, patience will meet me in the middle with hands ready to hold on tight. That's that one. I'm going to read other people's shit. I'm going to read The Future by Neil Hilborn because I love this poem. The worst thing about being naked and then being hit by a car is that road rash is a problem for skin. Why was I naked in the middle of the road at noon? I'm glad you asked, imaginary other half of this conversation. I have no idea. Some characteristics of bipolar disorder include dissociation, hallucinations, and fugue states, so sometimes I wake up in places I didn't go to sleep. So there I am, nude, splayed out on a car like a slutty chicken, and I'm screaming about the government conspiracy to take away my feet. Not my real feet, just my brain feet. I'm about 6 inches away from the concrete when I realize, in slow motion, like the exact opposite of a rhinoceros attack, this is not how I imagined my life would turn out. When I was young, I broke both my ankles jumping off a roof because I was sure a cape would enable me to fly. My parents attributed this to my strong imagination. Last year, my therapist called it a delusion. I failed to see the difference. Also, I really can fly and see the future and make stupid people leave coffee shops with my mind 43% of the time. Sometimes I see people as colors. For instance, this guy right here is purple, which means he just got a promotion or a blow job, a blow motion, if you will. The point is, here's a list of things my brain has told me to do. Join a cult, start a cult, become a cabinet maker, kill myself, so in essence, become a cabinet maker, break into and then paint other people's houses, have sex with literally everyone who reminds me of my mother, fight people who are much fightier than me, like the cops, so in essence, kill myself. I think a lot about killing myself, not like a point on a map, but rather like a glowing exit sign at a show that's never been quite bad enough to make me want to leave. See, when I'm up, I don't kill myself because holy shit, there's so much left to do. When I'm down, I don't kill myself because then the sadness would be over, and the sadness is my old paint under the new. The sadness is the house fire or the broken shoulder. I'd still be me without it, but I'd be so boring. They keep telling me seeing things that aren't technically there is called disturbed cognitive functioning. I call it having a superpower. Once I pulled over on the 110 freeway and jumped out of my old Jeep because I saw it burst into flames 20 seconds before it actually burst into flames. I knew my girlfriend and I would be together because she turned bright pink the first time she saw me. I know tomorrow is going to come because I've seen it. Sunrise is going to come. All you have to do is wake up. The future has been at war, but it's coming home so soon. The future looks like a child in a cape. The future is the map and the treasure. The future looks just like gravity. Everyone is slowly drifting toward everyone else. We are all going to be part of each other one day. The future is a blue sky and a full tank of gas. I saw the future, I did, and in it I was alive. Thank you.
Y'all keep it going for Aisha. I have good news. We had 2 more people sign up while Aisha was reading. I have good news for the 2 people that signed up while Aisha was reading. Neither one of y'all are going next. But somebody is going next. And that person's name is True.
So this first one's supposed to be read very slowly because it's like reversing time. It is about as if I reversed time when my mother overdosed, and it's called Counterclockwise. The sweater I gave to my sister appears in the house again. My sister stays. The sun and its axis have traded places. Our family's tears migrate north, back into their eyes. The casket is opened instead of closed, framed with your absence. I raise my phone to my ear, hand uncovers the mouth. Sentences spoken from the detective lose their meaning. That one traffic light goes from green to red, a warning I missed. A waterfall of poison emerges back inside the needle you hold from your veins. The heart within you is making a phone call again. Eyes flicker until they fix, for your smile has returned, and I am without pain while you walk away to fall asleep. We all know what's going on in the world, especially in Russia and Ukraine. It means a lot to me. This poem is called Airstrikes from God. It makes me shake. In America, there is a metaphor where they say that God is just bowling when the thunder rolls around. In the current year of my life, clouds still change shape depending on the mood. Dragon, emu, anteater, tiger, hippo. If you think of the first letters of those animals as I say them again, dragon, emu, anteater, tiger, hippo. I swear it was right there. You should have looked earlier or more carefully. What an odd thing to know that God can bowl a game safely in America while an orphan of war tells you how the clouds no longer look like animals, how their clouds were birthed by vindictive beasts. You must realize that God is not always responsible for a rainless thunder. Although the orphan did say, "Has your God ever bowled a strike? Mine played a perfect game last night. He never stopped. He's really good. Don't worry. It was too late to explain the difference." And this is my final poem. It's untitled, but it's still about Ukraine and Russia. Today I am watching the sunset, red, orange, cherry blossom kissing the silent horizon. My thoughts lost in daydream, remembering the wisdom that wasn't wisdom, remembering the words that were televised. You are safe. We have stopped them. A modern-day Hiroshima and Nagasaki looms. Vladimir Putin's sanity peaks like a chipped Mount Everest. A cracked tooth with an invisible cavity. Russian soldiers arrive at the clouds, wondering why there is no rain, wondering why Ukrainians toss sunflower seeds at them. They are hungry for a country that already feeds them, I overheard. These actions, copied and pasted with no remorse, the truth bent backwards and tied into a gift bow with glitter and the blood of innocent civilians. Their currency tumbles, asteroid from far away. They are not scared. They steal from banks. They steal from children. They steal from the fields. The Ukrainians are greeted at Berlin. Signs read, can house 3 people, 2 bed, 1 bath, and pet friendly. Tears, gratitude fills the air, fills the lungs of innocent life, and a 3-year-old makes snow angels in a Ukrainian parking lot with ash, smoke, and bone. It must be joyful to find art in war and still not have the urge to kill your own people. Sweet child, gorgeous innocence, I wish, I lust for the unknowing mind of my childhood again. I would then forget that war meant imbalance, and I would soon remember that youth meant peace, that I was just an American writing this poem in my American house with my American money, with my American animals, my American politicians, my American debt, my American liberty, my American friends, war poetics, my American metaphors, my American similes, with my American silence. Please remember that the sunflower is Ukraine's national flower, and in America, to water a burning sunflower, a screaming, crying, innocent sunflower, is to pretend that you already did by praying. Thank you.
Keep it going for true, y'all. I'd like to thank True for providing me with an easy transition into what I'm going to talk about next. Next Sunday at Blind Bob's. Next Sunday is the 13th, right? I'm doing math in my head right here. Next Sunday at Blind Bob's at 5 p.m., $10 admission. There is a concert for Ukraine with donations to, and I hope I am pronouncing this correctly, Razom for Ukraine and Father's Care Incorporated. And there will be raffles from Dayton artists and businesses, amongst them Branch and Bone, Wheat Penny, Press, Toxic Brewery, Hart Mercantile, Luna, Woodboro Coffee, Yellow Cab Tavern, which, just in case you haven't been paying attention for the past hour and a half, is the building y'all are in now. And many more. Performing will be Brother Hill, Hill Spirits, Benya Stewart, Harold Hensley, John Gassett, and Super Friends DJ Session. And that is on the 13th at Blind Bob's, which, if you're not familiar with the area, is right over that direction.
I love that's just over there, you know.
It really,
that
it
direction.
is. You could walk there from here.
It's 25 miles as the crow. No.
I mean, you can walk. Actually, I'm pretty sure, because isn't this included in Dora?
Yes.
You can walk there from here during specific hours.
Wait, no. No, it's not.
I don't. I was gonna say
No, it's not included all this way. Only 5th Street weighing to the bridge.
Okay.
So it's only the proper Oregon district.
I wasn't sure. I've never. If I want to walk around outdoors and drink, I'll just hang out in my backyard.
There you go. Speaking of drinks, we have a couple of drink specials. That just came in. Yes, this just in. Lemon Drop slushies are now $4, which is half price until they run out. So if you'd like a nice, summery, refreshing treat,
go get it, Morgan.
The Lemon Drop slushie on sale for $4 now, with Sarah behind the bar. And as always, tip aggressively and receive rewards in heaven.
I've got to figure out your cadence on that a little bit better. You've only been saying it now for what?
6 years.
I was going to say, as long as I've been coming. All right, y'all, put your hands together for the next poet up to the mic, Teacher! Okay.
Have you ever had a visceral anguish, a rage which bangs away in your basal ganglia for days in and days out, and you can't get the rage out? It's a migraine in your temples from your eyes to your lymph nodes that pulsates with a pang till you penetrate the veins with a pin poke, like a chain with a weight that hangs from the nape of your neck, or a decade without the taste of sex, waiting next to your soulmate, naked and wet. Except you're restrained in a cage made out of lead, and you're nailed to the floor. Yeah, exhale some more, huff and puff until you're pale and sore. Pull out your hair, shake to your core. Just hate the world. It's a day in my life, in my way to work, and I'm about to take it out on a gas station clerk. Why isn't he as mad as me, with so much malice to see? Fascist regimes, classist police, fake news, post-truth, but no one's asking me. I'm just underpaid, uneducated mechanic 3, a background extra from a passing scene, another name in the credits that had to act for free. A no one from nowhere, a have-not that cannot, a no-name with no funds who knows too much. Now my daunting knowledge is haunting me, and I want a lobotomy. All I read are policies causing these ungodly oligopolies. I'm envious of the ignorant because they're free of the honesty that brings the brutality of truth and reality. We're consuming ourselves in pursuit of our vanity, and we're losing our sanity to consumeristic carnality. We're destroying our habitat, but that's just half of our tragedy. Genocides and drone strikes, that's just an average week. The algorithm is forgiven, the whistleblower is sentenced. It's an automated, automatic, computer vision-driven system with your next recommendation based on the data they've taken from all your private conversations under the guise of moderation. It isn't spying, it's safety. The internet is a plaything. We've got to keep the children safe from the porn we're creating. It's creative destruction, capitalism. We love it. It solves any social problem if it fits in our budget. We write the laws and we break them when corporation and state kiss. It's a match made in hell, and the working class hate it, or they would if they could. Thank God for division. There's a reason education is so ungodly expensive. The greatest country on earth, the best system we've got. Yeah, we make it work. It's just our mission from God. We've got nuclear weapons. We've got predator drones. You've got pottery lessons and some cellular phones. It's the balance of life. It's the way that it has to stay. We were destined for heights. You were destined to masturbate. We live in luxury's lap. You live in crumbling shacks. It must be something genetic. I'll bet they're studying that. So take that raw indignation and place it on the forums we own. Stay patient with your frustrations. These changes formulate slow. Take your anger out on your neighbor or maybe the foreigners in your home. Stay placated with misplaced hatred and then conform to this poem. Corporations are people. Money is speech. Welcome to Wonderland. Now what else can I teach? Vaccines aren't effective. 2020 was a scheme. The election was stolen. COVID spread via 5G. So if you believe in fairy tales, here's some to read. The Adventures of Alice in the Righteous GOP. A tale of a transparent and honest DNC. And last on the list, but by no means least, the fanciful, magical epic of wondrous glee. A story full of fairy dust and AR-15s. Cowboys wielding crucifixes crossing the paths of enemies. Rainbow-colored dragons ridden by armor-clad Marines. The fantastical chronicles of the American dream.
Give it up one more time for teacher, y'all. Link said half-price lemon drops, and y'all went and lined up like there were Springsteen tickets or something back there.
Are we going to try, like, really? Springsteen? That's the reference we're going for?
I mean, I was just trying to tell people that I'm a white guy in my late 30s without telling people I'm a white guy in my late 30s. You know, Springsteen tickets.
I mean, they could tell you're a white guy in your mid-30s from how tight your pants are.
Oh, you.
Am I wrong?
I'm not going to answer that question, actually. I'm just going to let everybody know that we're about halfway through the evening. We went through our first 7 poets. We got 7 more poets coming up later. We're going to take a 10-minute and 47-second break.
Also, if you have not yet paid the door charge, come see me or I'll come see you. Could go either way. We take Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. It's all Dayton Poetry Slam with the respective symbols. If you need the QR code, I have that. If you'd also like to sign up to read still, we do have plenty of room, and I can run around and get your name as well.
It's kind of weird telling people you'll come see them when they owe us money.
Yeah,
What, you got a lead pipe somewhere they don't know about?
Yeah, not for a whopping $2. You know. Need a few more zeros after that before I got to break out.
You're always just going to be the bag man with that attitude, Link. All right, y'all, we'll see you in about 10 minutes and 47 seconds.
Unless you're on YouTube, in which case you'll see us in 5.
Probably less than that.